I'm going to do a quick clap because just to syncing purposes. Although we do get all the separate audios, which is great. There we go. Lovely. All right. 3, 2, 1. And we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Full Circle, the NCS official podcast. Look at us. Look at us shining. New setup. We've got 2 cameras. There's one there. There's one there. We can cut between them. And we've got an amazing guest. It's the middle of the day, and we're joined by Sam Day himself.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Glad to be here, guys.
Yeah, good to have you on. We did an NCS Arcade interview a couple months back now. And then since then, we've had Take You Home.
Yeah.
And we've also had the EP, Evergreen, which has come out. It's been a busy few months. How you
has
feeling
been,
to be here? How's the journey down?
Yeah, all good, man. It's been a really good few months. So gassed to have the EP out finally. All the tunes and the response has been great. It's so good.
We'll get onto it as well a bit later and talk a bit more depth. But I mean, you two will know probably better than me. How did the EP thing actually come about? How did you decide that this is what we want?
That's a great question.
I think we sent you a bunch of tunes back in sort of September time. And you guys were like, yeah, this all sounds great. Let's do something together. I think at that point...
Just pop it down so they can see you.
Oh, yeah.
They want to see you.
I want to see your beautiful face.
This is me. What did we do? I think I sent 4 tunes and you guys liked all 4 of them. So we decided
that's right.
That's how it works.
decided to package 3 of them together.
And you were like, no, you can only... I was only thinking 1. And we're like, well, we'll have all 4.
them.
But I mean, it turned into Evergreen, which is awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's what we're working with now. But before we actually properly get into listening to a few tracks that we've had come out and ones that are to come, let's just appreciate the setup for a moment. We've got an NCS mug here that I've got my mocker in, which is great. We've got a little on-air sign. We've got some nice lights behind us. It's really cool here, and so hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. For anyone listening on Spotify, you're missing out on some serious visuals, some serious.
Get on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Check us out, and also what I'm going to try and start doing a little bit more is in the NCS Discord, which is linked below, is sort of any content ideas you guys want us to talk about, or we can mention guests that we've had on or getting on, like Sam here. And then, so make sure you guys are in there and properly engaging and talking about everything that we got going. All right, so Isolated Circus. That's the first one I want to chat a bit about.
Big tune.
Yeah. Don't know if you know anything really how that came about, if it was just one that sort of came through the pipeline.
Well, yeah, it's an artist that we know, but we can't tell everyone who it is.
Isolated.
Yeah. So, but it's a great track, and I think let me just play a second of it.
I haven't heard this, have I?
I don't know if you have. It's really creepy vibes.
It is. I'm gonna fast forward a tiny bit. Great vocal.
Yeah, really good vocal. That's hard, man.
Yeah. Pretty chill.
I like
Sick.
when we did this when we listened to a few tracks, and I think we had a Halverson on. We did the same when we interviewed Jake as well for the podcast. It's great having somebody on that. Like, I mean, you have a decent amount of knowledge and a good ear when it comes to listening to stuff. I have nothing, zero. All I can say is like the vocal.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Or you end up sort of going like, I like it where it goes like,
but
on it,
but having someone on like yourself, Sam, who actually has a bit of production knowledge to that one without going too in depth. Maybe. How are you feeling? How you feeling about that? You liking the tune?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to hear that again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Go again.
Well, you can stream it on a Spotify playlist.
Ah,
look at that. The plug.
It's very cool.
Yeah, very cool tune.
Next one I want to have a quick listen to. No, I know it's difficult for you because I know whereabout are you on right now? What platform are you on? Because I could do one that's not out. Electronomia, Collide.
Ooh. This is classic NCS style, isn't it? Collide. So this is a sort of style that, like, I think a lot of people know us for.
Yeah. I think it's good once in a while to just have this sound come out. It's like feeding that appetite.
Yeah.
I'll fast forward a bit. But Electronomia, he's got a tune. Is it Sky High that's the biggest?
Yes, yeah.
Charlotte's over there.
Oh, Charlotte's here. She's behind the camera. Yeah, we didn't just leave her.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very, like, Yeah.
It makes me think of like, you get on your Instagram feed like throwback to Tomorrowland 2010, and it's just massive crowds of people jumping.
Yeah.
It's all that kind of vibe, man. It really is. And then some ones that are to come out, Dan. So I know you need to do a bit of jumping around, so don't worry about it.
I'm attempting to hold coffee and my phone at the same time.
Yeah, this is the thing about this new setup that we've got, is that we have a lot of space, a lot more space that we were working with before, and so we then have the privilege of being able to put an NCS mug here. I've got my bottle of water, but it means that we are moving around a lot. So if I reach to get my bottle, I'm really far away from where I'm speaking. But
bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
I get ripped so much, for my accent in general. You have a much cleaner accent than me, which is a great thing. You're from West, right?
Yeah, West London. So, yeah.
So you don't sound like me, bro. We found out earlier, because we're in the middle, whilst doing this podcast, we're in the middle of filming a day with Sam Day. Which is super cool. So eyes on arcade for that. We found out that we have the same first and middle name.
We do.
We're both Samuel Georges.
Kind of got worried that maybe something had got mixed up. At the
we might be
hospital there or
twins.
something. Yeah.
I mean, you guys can't tell. Like sat down, we're actually exactly the same height as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're both 6'4". That's how it is. All right, back onto the tunes. Ice Hunt, Back to Time.
Yeah. I see what's happened here. We made a selection and we pre-selected it, which was a good idea.
Yeah, we're trying to get more organised.
Yeah. Super interesting intro.
Yeah.
Very, very unique drop on this. I'm going to fast forward.
I like that vocal.
Because I know people are going to snippet this and put it on YouTube. We see you.
Oh, that's sick.
That is sick.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's really cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, Charlotte pointed this out, that some of you guys, I mean, fair play for the commitment to do this. When we're playing the unreleased tracks that are coming out, even if it's just that much, about 10 seconds, us snipping it with us speaking over. So now in a week or so, there'll be a YouTube video with you going, "That's sick," over that song.
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah, we know you.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like that I've got two cameras, And it's also like, I mean, you guys can't see from your side, but like the one that I'm looking into now is a bit higher than the one that I'm now looking into. So I can do things like that. It's so good. It's great. I'm just gonna be addicted. I won't be speaking to you two. I'll just be doing piece to cameras for the whole thing. Let's listen to another tune and then we'll get into it a little bit more. Abandoned, Galaxy Tones, Luna.
Mendham remix.
Mendham remix.
Mendham is coming
back. Big one.
So, I mean, the original track is very...
When was the original release?
Was this last year, Charles?
It was, yeah. I believe. I'm not too sure if it was.
And then, let me just fast forward. Yeah, classic Mendham style.
I always say I'm a fan.
Big.
I think I pointed out before. I don't know what the term is, the technical term, if there is a term for it or not. I like when it's like there's a gap. So like that song went do you know what I mean?
What is that technical term? Do you know what that
I
is?
haven't got a clue.
Silence.
Sidechain?
No.
Nice.
Reverb? I don't know. I'm just going to say words. It's the volume.
It's a classic like technique of just like hit, pause, hit, pause.
Yeah, it really works. It makes, like, for me anyway, it makes like that second hit as impactful as the first one. It's super cool.
Like lots of people do it, but every time someone does it, it just sounds brilliant.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a bit of classic.
There's a lot of stuff going on the NCS sphere at the moment.
There is.
A lot of people touring. A lot of people or getting ready to go on tours. Charlotte pointed out to me, Papa Khan is going on tour with Marauder.
Nice.
Around the US. Obviously released Wounds. Massive
Big
track,
tune.
Massive track. You like that tune, yeah? Yeah, very cool.
A bit of a Papa Khan fanboy, really.
Dude, he's got stands, man.
Yeah,
You're one of them.
So wicked.
He's
So
so
great
good.
guy. Other tours that happened. What are you trying to do there?
I was trying to get the lid off, but it's boiling.
You just imagine our brand new set. The first thing that happens is just coffee. All
No, that'll be snipped.
yeah, exactly. We'll clip that up. Yeah, and then also Coven were doing a UK tour, which was
Mad,
pretty
yeah.
cool. Anyone else, Charlotte?
There was someone else.
Newport
Yeah.
is doing a lot.
Yep.
I can't see you from here, Charlotte. This is really
I can't
sad.
see you. It's really strange.
Yeah, but
Chime-
you're missing out on a lot of content.
I know Chime is supporting someone.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I can't remember what it was though.
that's super cool though. Shout out to the whole fam for getting out there. It seems like that. I
Things
said
are
this before,
slowly-
slowly getting back to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've done some live shows in the past. You're saying that you're not too
Not far
here,
from one
you
where, I did a few years ago.
What's it like doing those live performances? I bet that's like just uncomparable, right?
It's brilliant. Yeah,
Mm.
it's so good. Like playing live is like nothing else.
Yeah, I think like it's especially when we see like some of the tracks that we've put out and see a live version of it.
Mm.
I mean, it makes sense and it's obvious, but seeing people jumping to the song that like you've released is just
It's
just
mad.
great.
Like every now and then on Instagram, I just see someone sends me a video of like one of my tracks being played
Oh, sick.
at like a festival or something like that, and the feeling you get is so like, without sounding too cringe, it's like pure like euphoria. It's
Yeah.
just, like crazy.
I made that in my bedroom. How on earth is it being played out there?
yeah, exactly.
I
Like
think-
I did that on my laptop, man.
Oh, yeah, that is insane. I can't remember who it was that I spoke to about this. It may have been Siren Soul when we did the arcade interview with him, but he said a similar thing of like, how mad is it that we, as just a pure passion, sit in our room for hours on end and create these songs,
Yeah.
and then thousands of people hear it in this complete different setting.
Yeah.
Mad.
It's amazing.
And you can be there and no one knows it's you as well.
Mm.
That's what I quite like about the music thing is that, you hear tunes every single day and you have no idea who's made them, who's like sung them. You might know a tune for like 40 years and don't know who's like sung it or whatever.
Yeah.
So you kind of have like a weird like anonymous side to it because it's not like an actor or someone. Everyone knows your face,
Yep.
In music, there's a little bit of like anonymity, whatever that word is.
Especially in
Yeah,
our
to it.
scene where like there is quite a lot of acts as well that are just sort of
Like,
anonymous.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. It's like you can be in a place or even just like walking down the road and hear a song that sparks that start and makes you be, I want to start doing this. On that line with your beginnings, Sam Day, 'cause you mentioned earlier in the day, every time I say day, it's just gonna be what a day. It's gonna become just a fun. When you first kicked off, you weren't originally Sam Day. You've gone for a few aliases.
Yeah.
Can you give us a bit about like just the beginning and how you actually really got into this
Yeah.
producing malarkey?
So I started off DJing. Like my eldest cousin actually used to have some old like vinyl decks and stuff, and he gave them to me one Christmas because he just never used them anymore. And from the first time that I like put the needle on the vinyl, I was like, this is incredible. Like I love it. I don't know what it was about it. I kind of wasn't like a huge like music fan before it or anything like that, but I just loved it. And then I got into all the like DJing on your laptop, and so I'll be at like in my bedroom like changing the crossfades on my laptop. Like, whoa, this is amazing! Like with like Avicii old tunes.
Is that like Mixmeister or some sort of like?
Oh, what was it? Virtual DJ.
Oh
in the
yeah.
day. That was my favorite. So I did that like for a few months, and I got my first like DJ controller. It was great fun. I sold it last week.
Oh no!
I know.
So wait, how
But-
many years have you had that then?
5 years, 6 years.
Damn, bro. See, I'm someone that I'm so like it's almost hoardery how much I hold on to stuff. I know this is probably stressing you, Charlotte, and don't you too.
I own nothing.
I have a.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
I put it this way: from the 2004 Athens Olympics in Greece, I went on a holiday to Greece around the time, and I still to this day own a little figurine that was in the bottom of an ice cream tub there. Still,
I
Yeah.
guess if that's what you need to like save a memory,
I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, but
Yeah.
no,
I'm just trying to keep it all in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mental game. You're taking up the space in your brain. Mine's just a room full of clutter, basically. And then how did it move into like, okay, no, I really want to actually start this production thing and see what I can make out of this?
I mean, I just fell in love with listening to these mixes and things online. Just any DJ online, if they were teaching you how to DJ, I was just watching them. And then from there, I kind of thought, oh, I wonder if you can make these tunes. Like, I wonder, like, how are people actually doing this? So I started watching the FL Studio tutorials back in the day, watching all these guys making, like, crazy, like, electro house, all these kind of weird genres. I mean, electro house is not weird, but, like, a lot of people just making, like, really chaotic, crazy stuff. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. So I spent years on FL Studio just like making tunes, putting out. I had this really old alias. I won't say it.
Oh,
They will find.
It's still up there. Where I used to just release like random things.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another one which I got a bit more professional with.
Yeah, sure.
But then I just got the transition between the like previous aliases and then just calling myself like Sam Day. My name was just because I got so fed up with, I don't know, like wondering, is this on brand? Is this like, is this reflective of me or like the brand or whatever? But I got so fed up with that. I thought, I'm just going to call myself or go by Sam Day because it's just my name.
It's the authenticity, right?
I could just be myself, and then no matter what I do, I'm just on brand.
I think we spoke about that before when we had Jake on, of like it's the when you're sending things off to a label and having yourself prepared and really knowing what you are. Sometimes the easiest way to do that, and it sounds cheesy, but is to just be yourself.
yourself.
But isn't that true though?
It
like
is.
it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, some people hate that idea of just being themselves, and then want to. I don't know. They get a lot of kick out of like creating like even like a law and things.
Yeah,
like that, aliases and stuff.
I almost feel like it's people create an alias in my head. Actually, one is like a marketing perspective, but also if you make a mistake, if you do something like that you're a bit embarrassed about, or you put out some content that you don't like, well, you go, well, that's just my alias. It's not the real. It's not like the real me.
That is something I was scared of, I think. But then again, that kind of authenticity or whatever, and knowing that it's going to be linked to me and my name for like as long as I live, kind of helps me. I don't know, take a bit more pride in my work. I guess.
Yeah,
think twice about before I do something.
I
don't know.
It's like this is like you say. That's gonna be on your name.
Yeah.
So it's like if my this might not be the right word to call it, but if my legacy is these songs that I've put out and this content I've released and this way that I've presented myself, let's make it something I want to look back.
Yeah. I mean, it is more nerve-wracking, but then, so I did think about that for years. Like, do I want to be professionally received by these things that I put out? Like in 10 years time, do I want that track under my name? But I thought, if I liked it at the time, that was me at that time,
Yeah, of course.
Like it reflects who I was in 2022, and in 2032, I think it's cringe. I think, well, that was me. I liked it back then.
Yeah,
you see the growth. Yeah, exactly. And hopefully by then, I've loads more tunes.
What kind of stuff do you do outside of actual? I was gonna say outside of being Sam Day. What do you do outside of being Sam Day?
Is that a Samuel Day?
Yeah, there you go.
No. So I work in film and TV, sound editing. So do a lot of sound design stuff.
Dude, you're just constantly in audio.
Constantly in audio, constantly listening. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of documentaries in the past year. Done a few dramas, 2 films last year.
Would we have seen any of them?
One was on Sky Cinema, Christmas film called A Christmas Number One.
Oh,
which was very fun. Nice little family-friendly film, which my team at work did. I say my team, the team that I'm a part of, did at work. That was great fun. And then we've done another spy film, which I think is coming out in the cinema soon.
So does that mean you get to watch films early?
Yeah, but it's not a good thing.
That is cool.
It's not a good thing. Well, the first time you watch something, you think, "Oh, that's cool. I enjoy it." But then I've watched it 200 more times.
The same scene over and over. Yeah.
I guess because you're actually going through it and editing.
You're
the audio.
meticulously syncing up.
You're not
people
viewing
putting
as
mugs
a
down,
viewer,
people closing car doors, and then you might be designing the sound of a washing machine to reflect the person's emotion, that kind of thing. Crazy stuff.
Is that intricate?
Yeah, I mean, it can be.
God.
It really depends on the project, because
sure.
documentaries and things, you're doing very lot of natural sound, people moving around, that kind of thing, like kind of Foley kind of thing. But then when you're doing a lot of dramas and stuff, you have a lot more liberty with the sound to create the kind of feeling of the scene. So the classic example is people talking about something scary or a crime or something, and you just have police sirens in the background, that kind of thing. Yeah. And it's not like the conscious sound, so it's not like the person talking. You wouldn't really mess too much with that unless you wanted to. Yeah. But it's like the subliminal kind of sounds around, what you hear.
Do you think doing that as your day to day helps when it comes to being so meticulous on making a track?
Question.
Or does it get you down a rabbit hole of this needs to be?
That is a really good question, but I think it's helped me understand what's important.
Okay.
Because a lot of my tunes are very simple, but not out of laziness, just out of design, really. I like the more simple melodies. I like the more simple harmonies.
Yeah.
But it's not that I've gotten there like kind of easily. It's just that I really kind of like that clean, minimal, kind of not too complicated sound in a way.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that on the arcade.
Oh, I think we might have. Yeah.
Is that stripped back sound? It's like, I guess it is that less is more. It's like you don't just, and it doesn't mean that there's a right or wrong of if you're putting a load in that's the right or wrong thing to do, or if you're not. It's just that it's something as simple can be as a
and I think I spent years doing that kind of complicated sound and just like filling my tracks with background ambiences and doing all these crazy like effects and things. But now I just like it, you know.
Tell you what was really interesting is how your latest track compared to the EP. Two different sounds in my head. They're
very
like,
different.
Very, very like different like levels of energy and everything. So I think.
Do you want to play the new one real quick?
Yeah. So "Take You Home" was a track I did with my friend Dust out in Germany, and we kind of made the core of the track in like 24 hours.
Oh, nice.
Quite quick, but we were just on Discord and we were just hanging out. He's a fantastic musician, so he was doing all his guitar stuff, singing. No, it's all good, man. Singing, doing all this like amazing instrumentation and stuff, and then I was just in Ableton, like programming synths and all that stuff.
So you're both producers on this, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like a solid like kind of 50-50.
That's super cool.
Which is really fun. Like, and we're really good friends. And
like it's so different.
It's so different.
If you'd have said to me like, "Who do you think this track is from?" I wouldn't have got Someday from the drop.
Yeah, that's why
I love it. Like I really, really love it.
That's why we tried to keep it as a single, I think, because it kind of is very different to the rest of my kind of like catalog in a way.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good track. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, great track.
And yeah, it was just like me having a bit of fun, really. Like going back to the kind of just, I'm on brand if I'm myself. I like the track, and therefore I thought it would fit the brand. I don't know.
I think it is. We spoke about this before, but it's like the when you made the EP songs, and the mindset then was that like, let's get this super like build and then strip back drop that's like really minimal and
running away.
And then that's where it all ties in together. But then if the next day you wake up and you're feeling like a Take You Home, just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, Take You Home is older than the EP.
Oh, is it?
Because we almost trashed it like several times, just because we just kept getting meticulous, going back to the details and things. Like we changed the snare so many times, we changed the vocals so many times, because there's like a little rap section and everything, and like Dust Bruno, he was like changing it so many times. The first demo we had of that had a Skepta verse in it. No, it didn't.
It
had a Stormzy verse in it. And it was so good. We were just like, we fell in love with it. And then anything else we put in that place, because obviously we can't release a Stormzy like verse in the middle of the track. We just didn't feel it kind of had the same energy.
Dude, you're gonna have to send that to us just to
listen to after.
Well, I can't wait to hear that. Like I'll play it live. Like that would be so
that's
good.
so cool. Yeah.
So come to the Someday events.
Yeah. There we go.
Hear that edit.
When it comes to like producing, you were saying then like, especially working on Take You Home with the back and forth. And I think, I mean, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but working with someone that you gel with makes the process so much easier, as opposed to like, oh, I've got this finished project, let's send it out and not have that conversation. Do you know what I mean? I imagine there's cases where people work like that. If you're like looking at the next generation, the people that are going to be released on NCS in years to come, in terms of that collaboration, what do you think is the best way to approach it? Is it just an open conversation, or is it that let's get what I want done and then send it to them?
You know, I don't think there's any one way of doing it. So I think everyone works creatively in different ways, and I think trying to force something when the other person isn't on board isn't really good for anyone.
Of course.
But at the same time, like I've done collaborations where I've been in the same room as people and we've both just like taken it in turns to just control the computer or whatever, or play on the keys, or do whatever. But then I've also had it where someone sent me something and then I've just finished it, and then that's been the collab. So it's been lots of different ways of working, and I think as long as you're happy with how you're doing it and you're happy with the outcome, like just do whatever.
Yeah, of course. How have you found like the virtual stuff? I mean, you said that track came about remote. Has that been a big shift in the way that you approach a track?
Not really, because I've always kind of been in that space.
Okay.
Like I mean, I can play a bit of guitar, I can do a bit of keys and stuff, but I'm always been like very much like in Ableton, in FL, in Pro Tools.
What is your favourite DAW then?
That's a big statement. You can put him in on.
If you can
put him
only
on the
use
spot.
one DAW for the rest of your life,
It'll be Ableton.
Ableton.
Wow.
It would be. I used FL for years. I learned on FL, like just, and that's like home.
Yeah.
When I can't get anything in Ableton, like my friends know this, I just go back to FL for like a week,
Okay.
and I just get through my rut like on FL because it's like the comfort place.
I feel like lots of people start out with FL.
Yeah,
Seems like the
because
sort of
back in the day, and sorry, Image Line, if you're listening to us, you could crack it really easily.
right.
And I think a lot of the culture has come from the fact that it was like you could like pirate it. And
Mhm.
I'm
Easy
not
access.
advocating for that.
Right.
Like, do whatever you got to do. But yeah, a lot of people could get into it because when you're like 14, you can't fork out like
Yeah,
200, 300 quid for like
Mm-mm.
software. Like especially trying to convince your parents to buy software.
Yeah.
They're like, you could buy a bike, you know?
what did your parents think about you doing music?
They're very
Silence is
supportive.
definitely
No, they're
everything.
very supportive. Like they've always been supportive.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't necessarily understand it, but
If
they're always
not in
asking
the
me
world,
about
I
it.
suppose it's
Yeah, they're always asking me about it. Asking me if I'm making money from it, that kind
Mhm.
of thing. But
Were they musical? Like, what did they bring you up on?
no, I mean, my parents in the cars and things like that, we would always listen to. My dad is a very kind of like prog rock fan.
Okay, nice.
Whether he knows it or not, that's kind of what he listens to. A lot of like rock, folk, that kind of thing. And then my mum has always been like a classic, like Michael Bublé, Robbie Williams.
Dude, yeah.
Take that.
sounds like
Yeah.
our
I
parents.
love
yeah.
that. You know, the first ever, actually, to tell a lie, the first ever concert I saw the first ever concert I saw
Yeah.
was S Club 7. But I also, and this is a big stamp on my musical passport, is I went to the Take That tour where Robbie reunited with them.
That's
Big
brilliant.
times.
I
Wow.
saw that on DVD.
The circus tour, baby. Come on.
Yes, that was a brilliant concert.
Big moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
Remember my
as-
mum used to say to me, she cried when they broke up. It's crazy.
Oh, you poor mum.
Yeah, bless her.
But yeah, that's kind of thing what I grew up on. Just,
Okay,
so they weren't necessarily musical, but there was always music in the
Yeah.
house.
I think that's a good way to be fair. Sometimes, I mean, same with me. Like, I love music nowadays, but there's never been that big push from like anyone to be like, you should listen to this stuff. It's just, I think when you're surrounded by any type of sound, eventually you gravitate towards
Yeah.
it. Really.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? Actually, we've never asked you this.
Growing up with like music.
Yeah.
I think so. Originally, I used to like make music when I was young.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
But-
Dan used to be a producer.
Yeah, probably the best producer ever known. But no, but I used to be really into music, and then my dad bought like a drum kit from Self, and then I ended up using it. And Charlotte, we've mentioned this before, but with siblings, we would almost have this bit of a battle, or maybe it was just me that was trying to have a bit of a battle. You would be learning piano.
Yeah, I was really into the piano, and then I had lessons, and then Dan didn't, and he ended up better than me, so I quit.
Yeah. But no, they were quite supportive of it in that sense. But I think when it came to then like putting music out online and stuff like that, they didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then when it came to having a job in the music industry,
Yeah,
it was so hard to convince my
they
parents.
were
to say,
very stressed.
So you're
I was-
now the person that listens to the people that put the music out online.
yeah,
But what does that mean?
yeah. But as I said before, like I had to convince my parents to go and work for this guy that runs like a YouTube channel, and they're like, "What are you talking about? That's not a job. You can't move.
Yeah.
You can't do that. How are you going to survive?"
But at that
Oh, yeah.
point as well, like, I mean, nowadays it's more known how well there's more digital jobs, and more, but like working for somebody that creates content online is less of like a taboo thing. But back then it was like, and I imagine it would have been the same for you, like when you started producing.
Yeah.
Like your parents just being like, I just don't quite get it.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting, I think, when it's the time when like we're parents. Touch wood, not too soon. Where it's like my kids will be like, oh, by the way, I'm doing this, and I'll be like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
out of the culture. It'd be
Yeah,
very strange.
yeah.
Should we listen to some demos? If you can
We
get
shall.
some. I say demos all the time. It's not demos. It's unreleased tracks.
So we just played
We played a few earlier. Yeah.
2, and then there's one which I don't think we've played yet.
I was gonna say the If Found.
Well, that's the one that I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
play. So this is If Found Dead of Night VIP edit. So I'm not sure whether you heard the original, but I love this track. Very heavy.
Love the vocal.
Yeah. I'm going to fast forward a bit.
That's sick, man.
Jeez.
That's so good. What are you saying to that song?
That's sick.
That's
It's got
so
the pauses that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Heavy.
That's
Very
deep.
heavy.
that's
So that
deep.
it was already featured on the Navara mix that we did for.
Oh, New Year's was it?
That was New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, Sam.
Yeah. I always look over there to Charlotte. I'm like, New Year's.
But the fact
that
check.
you just, yeah.
I'm really disappoed that I can't. I'm sorry, Charlotte.
I don't
I
know
can't
why I
see
didn't
each
sit
other.
on that seat.
What
Oh,
are you
yeah.
I
doing?
don't know.
Have you got your laptop and stuff out? or not?
No.
Okay, well she's just sat there then, really, isn't she? Get the stats up, man. Yeah, that was featured in the Navarro mix. That's a super cool tune.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
If Found, you done any stuff with him?
No, I mean Nick, my manager, he manages If Found as well.
Oh, right.
Definitely need to.
Oof.
Definitely need to connect there. Hopefully, I can go out to LA at some point and
That'd be cool.
meet the team out there.
Yeah.
And get some work and get some tunes for you guys.
Yeah.
We've been speaking about the LA like writing scene so much recently. It's like
Mm.
it's that like if you really want to do it, like just that month stint and getting out there.
Mhm.
and
Yeah, a
grind
lot
or
of people do
something.
that. They just go
Mhm.
for a month. And
Yeah.
they just write.
But I think you'd get addicted to something like that. You'd be like, I've got to be out there all the time.
Yeah.
Although London's great for writing as
London
well.
is getting
Yeah,
better.
it's so cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
because a lot of people are coming into London as well. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a few years ago, LA was kind of like the place to be
Yeah.
if you were like making any kind of content. But more and more people are just moving away from LA because they're realizing that
Remote.
you don't
Yeah.
have to be there.
You can do it. Is your
Yeah.
evidence of it. You've done a lot of that stuff in terms of remote. We were talking about earlier with like how the Dust of Apollo collab came about.
Yeah.
And that was all digital. And also you've done a lot of releases in the past with like Bitbird.
Yeah,
Mm.
truly.
We are a massive fans.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Bitbird. I love their brand. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but just a little pixelated bird does so much for me.
Yeah.
It's just so like lo-fi and cool.
Yeah.
How was all that stuff working?
Yeah, it's so good. So I was a massive Bitbird fan for years. San Holo fan, Tasker Black, Drulu, all that. And Simon Duskus, we kind of connected years ago on SoundCloud and that kind of thing. And he used to run a record label and we kind of connected through that, had a few mutual friends, that kind of thing. And slowly we started talking more, just becoming, better friends and whatever. And then Bitbird changed their A&R, and the new A&R, Matteo, he lives in London. So we just linked up, sent him some tunes, and he liked them. And so we did the single One More Night, did a remix for Rootkit, and I've got
Love
a
Rootkit.
remix coming out for a very big Bitbird artist.
Oh.
Very
Sure.
big, as in like
The big Bitbird artist.
the big. Bitbird. Wow. Okay.
Oh man.
We won't
soon-
say it, but that's very
Yeah.
cool.
So hopefully it won't get.
What was you did a tune with Maggie York, right?
Yeah, that's One More Night.
Okay,
Nice.
cool, nice.
Yeah, Maggie, fantastic vocalist.
Yeah, she's
and
sick.
such
She's
a
had-
legend.
She's been on NCS tracks before, right?
Couple now.
Yeah,
think,
she
yeah.
definitely has. Yeah, she's such a legend. Maggie, if you're listening
Mm.
to this.
Yeah, shout out to you, Maggie. I don't even know which cameras to look at. Again,
nor
I'm
do I.
obsessed with the cameras. It's great. It's great. I think that's what's really interesting about our scene, and being somebody that works for one of the labels in this scene is like, I guess if you take like your massive global artists, they would sign like say album deals, which I know that happens anyway, but it's really cool that you get all these different singles that are dotted around everywhere,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
it's like everyone gets a piece of like the Sam Day musical catalog.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a really
I love
cool
that.
thing to do, man.
I really enjoy working with lots of different people.
Yeah.
Because one experience is going to be so different to the other experience.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
Yeah.
And I just love meeting people but behind the labels and stuff.
Yeah.
If you can go and meet and talk about your music
Yeah.
instead of like just emailing. Like,
Evidence today, exactly
so
what
much
we're
more
doing,
fun.
which,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
which is great. Dan, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this up really quick, but on
I am lightning.
That's so funny. Yeah,
am
on the Slack channel where there's a link there, and there's something that I've got a little surprise here for you, Sam, which I haven't told you about all day, which is great when it comes to me, as you've probably witnessed in the few hours that you've spent with us.
Which
So
channel?
I in that one, scroll up, there's a link.
No, I haven't got it.
I can send it to you now anyway. I can talk forever. This podcast is evidence of it. Anyone watching, in however many episodes we've done, if you've got the time, and please don't take this away from your normal day, count how many words I've said on the podcast compared to Dan.
Yeah.
A big percentage split. Let me just send you this, Dan, really quick. But yeah, I was doing a bit of a as I do with most artists when I'm doing the interviews or chatting, just like stalk through socials, etc., to try and find things that we can. Can you see if you can recognise this? I don't know if you will. It was a big stalk. We got it done?
Hang on.
A laugh. It was nothing to do with me.
Oh my God, imagine. I'll tell you what I was doing. I went through and I was like, oh, I found all this stuff. I was like, wow, he just like, I can't remember what it was, but it was completely disconnected from anything audio or music.
Oh God.
And it wasn't you. And I wrote in my notes, like, oh, I mentioned about XYZ. It was a completely different person. And I think
Thank
I went on
God.
their LinkedIn as well.
Oh right.
So it was like, I think I said to you, Charlotte.
Oh,
They
I
would-
thought that was this Sam's.
No, I realised that was this guy that wasn't
Okay, you
him.
have to tell me after.
It was like I could have just got they just got the notification of Sam Mason viewed your profile.
Yeah.
It's like, damn it.
This video has no sound. Oh no.
There you go.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. So
So this is when I had no space in my name, wasn't it?
Okay.
when's that coming out?
That's out, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
So that was the first thing that I found on your Instagram, and that turned into a track, right?
It turned into a track. It went out on a friend's label about.
That was 2013, I think.
Okay, yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say 7 years ago, but even older.
Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
that
mad.
I thought that was sick.
It's super cool. No, it's super cool. It's really cool.
When my friend Sean and I made that actually. Sean no longer does music, but he's out in Ohio, and he sent me that, and we made it in FL. And it was just we thought, oh, we've made dubstep, like
we are
we've
the
done
new
it.
wave.
We've made dubstep.
I love the hashtags as well.
Oh God.
It was like hashtag blues,
Nice. Every genre. covered.
hashtag dubstep, hashtag FL Studio, hashtag Monster Cat. Did you send it to Monster Cat?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think I sent everything to Monster Cat.
But I mean,
Right,
that's
right.
evidence. Even the oldest thing on your Instagram turned into a release. Like,
Yeah.
don't. I guess it's
Don't go looking for it.
a lot of scrolling. But yeah, it's funny how those things can just. I mean, you mentioned it earlier of like how the shift in your sound, and
Yeah.
and then that being like, okay, no, I'm going to focus on me as Sam Day and
Yeah.
putting out my sound, and then it then turns into from one quick snippet on an Instagram to
Yeah.
a release of a song, which is just it's crazy to think about that, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, super cool. You did a lot of the stuff in the virtual space that you spoke about. And something that I thought was really sick that I was trying to remember the name of earlier and then I mentioned it to you was A Special Place.
Yeah.
Which explain a bit about that to anyone that doesn't know of what that was and how it came about and then what it came to be.
Yeah, sure. So A Special Place was this festival that my friend JB put on. And he's like,
What, Justin Bieber?
yeah. No, JB Hain, he makes a lot of...
That really got me.
tickled him.
That shouldn't have made me laugh.
yeah, just my,
Just Beebs.
Just
Yeah.
Beebs, yeah. Nah, JB Hain does some wicked tunes. And I think he was 16 at the time.
Wow.
He put on this online festival. And it was like peak pandemic. And he just got so many people together. I think there was about anywhere between 8 and 10 artists. And
What on
I think
earth
we're all
is
good.
that?
So
I think we're good.
I actually don't think you guys will be able to hear this. So in the new space that we're in, see, we're learning so much.
we are.
There's just someone going past with a trolley, but
It's
but I,
fine.
yeah, I'm
Cool.
pretty sure that we're all right
We're
with
all
the
right.
mics. Yeah.
Yeah, so he put on this online festival. And we all just kind of record these sets in our bedrooms. A lot of people kind of went outside, do these crazy things. And yeah, it was really fun. I think it was for charity in the end.
Oh, nice.
No idea if we raised any money. But it was just great fun because it was like I said, it was peak pandemic. Everyone was inside. And I remember my whole family and I watched it in my living room. Just like on the TV.
that's so
just
cool.
we're on Twitch. Like we just watched the
Oh, of course, because it was put into the set list for the festival.
Yeah. So I think everyone just pre-recorded it and then they just played it out kind of like continuously. And there was a live chat. And it was like at a time when there's like no one could get together.
Mm.
So everyone was like isolated in their families. It was like, you know, like 5 weeks into like lockdown or something. So
Yeah.
everyone was like taking it super seriously. So no one could see each other. And so it was a nice kind of like bit of like community within like a pretty crappy time.
Yeah, those were the big highlights out of that time, man. Like,
Yeah.
you've gone through the stage of doing quizzes with each of your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that was still happening.
Then like
Oh, we're
online.
still at quiz time then, yeah. But those virtual concerts were super cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched back like the Weekend Super Bowl performance the other day,
Yeah.
and when he did that, I think it was like half capacity or something at the stadium, and it's just as incredible as it is as a production, it's like there's nothing beats having the people
In
there,
person,
man. Like
yeah.
it really does. We said that earlier as well.
Mm.
It's just but no, that was a really cool project. So shout out to JB and everyone else for
Yeah,
sorting
that was really
out.
cool.
We have a really cool, like, you guys can't see it at all. We have a really cool little clock down here that has like the time, and I don't know if you'll be interested in this at all, but I am, as you can tell, being fascinated by the studio. Has the time, it has how long we've been recording. So if you see me peeking down to the right, it's because I'm trying to stay track of time and stuff. So I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I feel like I've said that so much today. We spoke about this
We
earlier.
touched on it.
Yeah.
Earlier, earlier in the day.
Nice. There we go. Second mention of the word day. When you first started out, I'm sure there was people that sort of inspired you to kick it off. There was a place that you were learning. You said you did all the classic FL YouTube dive.
Yeah.
To anyone that's kicking it off now, what would be your piece of advice? I know we spoke on the collaboration, but if there's any sort of production tips you've got, that'd be super cool.
Oh man, stay with YouTube. I think.
Mm.
I think YouTube has so much kind of content and value, and so many people are just putting.
Just make sure you're there.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
sorry about
That's all
that.
right. You're all good.
Yeah, man, YouTube is incredible. Yeah, so many people are just putting out content like completely for free. They just love teaching on there, so just hit up YouTube. Actually working on a little project. I was mentioning this to you earlier.
Oh yeah.
Coming out soon, a little project called Wave Space. So we're doing music
Waves?
production,
Oh, nice.
education on there. So like proper education, community, that kind of thing. All coming soon.
That's
So
super cool.
keep an eye out for that. But yeah, like if you want quick, easy access to like production, like information, just go on YouTube, man.
You
Read
can
blogs.
find everything on there, can't you?
It's incredible.
When you actually deep it, it's mental.
yeah,
like, the internet, as weird of a strange and place it is, my housemates, they always say, Sam, you are a walking internet. Like, I always know everything when I see
But
it.
you also say things that
I
you
speak
hear on
like the
yeah.
internet, yeah.
Yeah.
like a parrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I am. None of this is authentic. It's just regurgitation. It is insane how much information you can just get.
Yeah.
Like, you can
Brilliant,
learn
man.
so much stuff. It's crazy.
But
That's
also
how
in
I
a
learn,
very
yeah.
sorry,
Go on.
in a specific way, you could go how to peel an orange with a spoon, and there will be a video on
It's
that.
so true. Yeah. Me trying to peel an orange.
Yeah.
It's just a really old camera still video.
And it will have like 300,000 plays.
Yeah, something ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So let's rewind it back a little bit to the EP. We spoke about how those tracks all came together and then
Yeah.
turned into Evergreen. With that sound you're creating at the time, that's sort of very minimal. I'd say it feels quite UK. Feel free to correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. But what was that space like working on the EP and putting all that together?
I think I was very inspired by the whole kind of UK kind of house vibe
Yeah.
at the time. I think it was me kind of wanting to fuse like some of my oldest kind of sounds with like a more like UK kind of feel in a way.
Okay.
But trying to keep it like within my kind of like catalogue, something that kind of made sense, I guess. So yeah, it was kind of a lot of experimentation really. And not the title track, but the main track, Nothing to Hide, was made in FL at my girlfriend's house, like over like Christmas holiday. And then all the other tracks were made in Ableton. So there's like a whole kind of experimental process. Like it really wasn't, there was no real thought going into it. And the track If You is like one of the most chaotic things ever made. Like the MIDI for that first kind of drop is like absolutely mad.
let me play a bit.
Go for
So
it, yeah.
if you
If You, yeah.
hang on. So is it the melody sound you're talking about?
Yeah, so a little plucky kind of.
I just love how it's all like, it's not offbeat, but it's all like,
Yeah.
Very pocketed.
Yeah.
Super pocketed. Yeah, it's so tight.
So the MIDI, I've actually released the MIDI online now, so you can go and get it.
Oh, nice.
Because I was like, this is absolutely
Love this sound.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just sat in like Ableton, like the piano roll for like an hour, just moving one note at a time, like,
Oh, man.
trying to get it right. But like, not really consciously, just kind of, just feeling it, you know. Like I'm not musically trained or anything like that, so.
Sometimes that's the best way to be.
Yeah, just go.
Whatever's feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
Go on.
I absolutely loved Running Away. Like,
Yeah.
At first, my favorite track was Nothing to Hide,
Mm.
but recently, I think I mentioned to you earlier, I've just been listening to Running Away so much. I just love how chilled out it is here, and it sort of builds up. But then later on, you've got more of like a drum beat that comes in, and so you've got that, which I love it.
Yeah, it's so
But then if I go like over here, this bit.
that vocal in the background is so lovely.
That was Frankie Wes Mills,
Yeah.
who's the collaborator on that. And
Love
I
it.
think what he's saying is, carry all my plates.
No way. Yeah, actually.
There's absolutely no context between.
Carry on my plate.
I don't know. I have no idea what he's saying. So that's what I labelled it. Like the track on Ableton is called Frankie Carry All My Plates.
That's so
Don't know,
good.
but I was like, sounds sick. Sounds
That's
so good.
amazing.
How do you
big-
normally title your like FL Studio files or whatever? Is it just like 5
Pandemonium.
new whatever? Just like
It's usually like some kind of adjective or something. So
Yeah,
like
right.
fresh or like clean.
interesting.
Zesty bop for Vic. That's
Zesty
the
Bop.
classic.
2021.
Yeah, final one.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then when I get more kind of honed in on an idea, I do try and make my life easy by saving as with the track name.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, because I do a lot of like Patreon content and that kind of thing.
Mm.
Like, if I have to try and come back to the project and I just can't find it, I'm just like, why have I done this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a big collaborator from like what we've seen with the EP and the newest track out as well. In the NCS roster, anyone that you really want to work with that you haven't already? And that's a tough question.
It is a tough question. Close to your home, I've always loved Ellis.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
He's great. Kirby.
Els is getting too much. Yeah, run past him. He gets too much air.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Kirby. Kirby, obviously another UK house.
That would be an
guy.
interesting style for sure.
That would
Yeah.
be brilliant. His tunes are huge.
Yeah.
They're so good. And the sound design in his tunes are just mad.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think those two have got to be.
Awesome.
Gotta
That's
be
super cool.
perfect.
Yeah, I want to see that happen. And
Yeah.
I guess like that is why we're in this new year 2022. And as far as 2021 goes, the EP dropped. We had in the start of this year, Take You Home's just dropped. What do the next few months to a year look like for Sunday?
Hopefully a few more singles.
Mhm.
A few remixes, like I said. I've got actually a remix of one of my tracks of two fantastic Brazilian psytrance DJs.
What?
Just remix one of my tunes, and they're like these big. They've got like fans upon fans in Brazil, and so they've been playing it at like live shows and that kind of thing. And it's just like this mad psytrance remix.
The electronic scene's huge in Brazil, right?
It's
I
huge.
didn't
Yeah,
realise
massive.
this. Yeah.
Shout out to Brazil.
Oh man, yeah.
Mm.
Let's get out there. Did you know, Charlotte? This is where you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. It's so annoying to me, Charlotte. You're a
cannot
massive
see.
light.
I
You're a big
will
light.
sit in the other seat on the
Okay,
episode.
great. So from the EP tunes, and you've done 50,000. Did you know, or is this just from YouTube? 50,000.
Isn't it all the
UGC.
tunes?
Yeah, all of them.
So all the tunes that you've dropped with us, right?
Mm.
Your songs in just the space that they've been out, which has been like collectively a few months.
Yeah.
Have been used in 50,000 piece of content.
On YouTube. 50,000 videos
50,000
on
Are you
videos.
YouTube.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How mad is that?
50,000.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mad.
Which is crazy. I mean, I guess that is the classic copyright for use the tunes, but it's just mad. And
That
also,
is
like,
mad.
the funniest thing about that is that will go from like how to peel an orange with a spoon
Yeah.
to like a snowboarding video.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
interesting that is.
Have you
Brilliant.
come across it yet? Like, have
I've-
you been watching a video?
Not
and heard it?
accidentally, but
Yeah.
I have definitely YouTube searched the
Oh, you
channel.
have? Yeah.
And then if you sort by newest,
Okay,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
see all of the stuff. And that is, a few guys have made a few music videos and that kind of thing. So
Nice.
That's so
it's
cool.
really cool to see.
One of my like really good friends, he does like he goes around like Europe with this like motorbike team,
Oh, wow.
and he makes like the content for them. So it'll be like reels or whatever, or like digital, whatever it might be. And one of the newest things, he actually used one of your tracks in.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
He was
Ah,
like, "You got
you
any
have to
like,
link me.
you got any chilled like NCS tracks?" I was like, "Go to my boy Sam Day. That's what you need, man.
Yeah.
That's what you need."
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier about you did the set at home, and you've done DJ'd like what 5 minutes away from where we are.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah.
So to wrap it up, we'll go to our usual segment.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte, do you want the pleasure of introducing the thing?
Yeah, we said
Well, do we know what? Does Sam know what we normally do?
yes.
Yeah, Sam knows.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Do I? I'm scared now.
The
Yeah.
segment about what NCS track would you use?
In
Yeah,
a
yeah.
certain
Specific
situation.
things.
Sure.
I can't remember what the topic was.
That's fine. So yeah, I was talking about that you did the DJ sets, and we actually so for you guys at home, like this is like the one thing that we need to keep recurring this segment. And we sat in the office. It was probably a good 10-15 minutes, wasn't it, to try and think of a question. So please, actually, this is a really good point. If you have any scenarios of what would be the best to
That
play
would be
NCS
great.
tracks in, whack them in the comments. We will completely rip them off and use them.
Yeah.
We will give you credit though, so don't worry. So yeah, back to the DJ thing. It was, what NCS track would you start your DJ set with?
Yeah.
That's the one.
So it's like
Yes.
you need like a big either. It could, I mean, it depends what the vibe of the set is. When you're putting a set list together, like
Yeah.
you did for the at home concert, is it all about making them link? Is it about building up to something?
With my sets, it's been what tunes do I like? Like, I know there's like the classic DJ etiquette of playing what the crowd wants to hear,
Mm.
but on these virtual like environments and stuff like that, I've just played tunes that I love.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
whether it's something I've worked on, or whether it's just like the new Fred Again tune, or the 3 new Fred Again tunes. Like,
It's just
I
Fred
think
again.
I think my Bitbird radio had like 3 different Fred Again tunes.
Oh really?
And then, oh shit, I started playing something. And then just, yeah, I just like to have fun with them.
Okay, cool.
Try and make them flow as best I can,
Mhm.
but I can't always guarantee.
Daniel,
See,
do you have your answer?
I have my answer. Yeah.
Okay, go on. What NCS track would Dan J. Lee start his set with?
So, do I have to make sense to what type of DJ I
Do
am?
whatever you want,
like,
man.
do I say like I'm a house DJ or whatever?
Yeah,
'Cause
give us context.
I think the type of DJ I would be is kind of like heavier stuff, like
Okay.
dubstep, drum and bass, like that area.
Okay.
So I would start with this. So I'd walk on with like a hood up.
WWE.
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely would start with this. And then Katie would come out and start singing with me. I'm joking, but yeah. So this is Never Have I Felt This by Coven.
I mean, their music is just live, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a great one.
Yeah, really good.
That would start the night off.
That's
That's really
huge.
good.
What
That's
about you then?
sure.
So, I've already said both the artists.
That's fine.
So, Ellis and Kirby.
Okay.
So, the Kirby tune is What You Like.
Oh, that's
Well,
mine.
no way. Did you all have that?
Do we all have the same track?
I had What You Like, yeah. Did you have
Well,
that
you're
as
gonna
well,
have to
Charlotte?
find a new one then.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
Oh.
see, if you'd have asked me or Charlotte first, we would have had that. What was your Ellis tune by Migraine?
Clear
Clear
my
my
head.
Yeah.
Clear my mind. Remember.
Clear my head.
I reckon the Kirby one's stronger, to be fair.
So What You Like.
This would be a great one,
For a house set.
Yeah.
It might be a bit too hard though.
Nah, it
Straight
just
in.
gets you straight into it.
It depends what time you're playing at night.
Yeah.
Like, just for
This
it
is
to
a
tell me what you
stupid
like.
thing, man,
You
it's
could be
so
like,
good.
tell me what you like, and then you say Sam Day, and then it drops. Yeah.
It's like
And
a
you start
year
the track
6
again.
DJ.
Yeah.
That's so hard, man. I can't get over that drop every
Yeah.
time.
Incredible.
Charlotte, do you have another one?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
That's fine.
Could you play some of like the Magnus House Party EP?
Ooh, good
Really
good
shout.
one. Do you want me to pick the one that I think it should
I
be
think-
off there?
But I think it'll be my answer.
Okay, cool. That's
Well,
fine. Okay, that's so weird. That is the first time that we've
Which-
had both had the same ones.
Which
It's cool.
Well,
Clearly a good tune.
no, yeah, you pick which one you think's the best, but
so I think it's like this.
me too.
You didn't.
This tune's really good. Oh,
It's a bit of a gentle intro,
Yeah.
but
no, but I think
But
it's
the drop.
really mysterious.
yeah.
We only get one life. We only get one life. Let's live it up. We
The
only
bass
get
in
one
this
life.
is insane.
We only get one life like this. We only get one life. We only get one life like this.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, good
hadn't
picture.
heard
Really good workshop. Yeah. So I'm torn between two from the same artist, but I'm gonna hone in on one. I'm gonna go one of our NCS 10 releases. So Thykia Station 2.
That was my
Yeah.
third.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh.
I do feel like we're very in a similar vein
Yeah.
here, actually, at the sound.
Mm. See, I reckon there was a better Thykia one, but we'll play
Shimmer?
Station 2. Yeah, Shimmer's just...
I'm going Station 2.
I haven't heard Shimmer.
Oh, it's lovely. I might have to play it after this.
I thought this might be just too heavy.
Might be, yeah.
I think you could play Shimmer, which I'll follow up with.
Okay.
Jesus, man. I love the little vocal thing.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of effect that I mean, obviously the songs sound so different, but that like in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The sub on that, I swear it goes like...
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like- yeah, it's
It
so
like
good.
starts at like a different pitch and then goes
Yeah.
down to like the fundamental.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can let us know on the community tab which one of us, Dan, Sam, or Charlotte.
Oh,
which
you're
one
going to have
sounds
to
the
put
best.
Sam Day.
I'll
for
put,
sure.
yeah. Well, no, or we can just put Sam, and we know that one of us will definitely. That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And please do let us know in the comments below on other scenarios that you want to see us pick our song in, and let us know what you'd start your NCS DJ set with. I do feel like we're definitely getting better at these. I think. Well,
I've always been great. at them,
yeah,
don't
I don't think I've been great when it comes to identifying them, but I think my ears getting tuned into it a little bit. But
It's hard. It's hard to think of these like scenarios.
yeah, it is, it is, and then actually pick a song.
Mm.
But yeah, cool. That was really cool. Thank you for
Yeah,
chatting to us.
Thanks for
Calm
having
down.
me. Thanks for the coffee.
Yeah.
Have you
appreciate
had the
being-
coffee or was it too hot?
I haven't tried it yet,
Oh.
but I appreciate the gesture.
Thank
I
you
know
for
it's
being
gonna be great.
the first guest in our brand new studio.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This
Yeah.
is great.
Let us know what little trinkets and Charlotte's going to be the one to say yes or no to this, but I just want to deck this out. I want to put stuff everywhere. I want merch on the wall. I want like a little visualizer just chilling there.
Like hoodie,
Oh,
like
yeah.
over
Like,
here.
loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Let
could
us
have a
know what we
circle,
should
couldn't
add.
we, here?
Oh yeah.
I
little
say
push-
we, you.
Why don't you just become like part of it? You can just crouch there. for the whole thing.
When Sam's not feeling too well, we'll get the other
Oh,
Sam.
easy.
yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go. They won't know the difference.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sam, thank you so much for joining us. And
having me.
yeah, we'll see you on the next episode of Full Circle.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Ciao,
Awesome.
ciao, 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 ciao.
Ciao.
Bye, 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 bye.